Hi, this is Bobby Curnow, Chief Turtle Editor at IDW Publishing, and you are going to have a shell of a good time inside the pull bag.
You've just jumped inside the pull bag. Join TFG1 Mike and the rest of the comic reading crew here at the GCRN as they make their great escape into comics. From DC, Marvel, IDW, Boom Studios, Zenoscope, and more, we have everything you want to read right here. Transformers comics? Yeah, we cover that. He-Man? Yeah, sure. DC superheroes like Batman, Batgirl, Nightwing, and Batman Beyond? Yep, we have those too. How about TMNT from IDW and I Hate Fairyland from Image Comics? Yeah, we have all that here. Plus, so much more. It's all inside the pull bag here on the Geekcast Radio Network. So without any further ado, it's time to talk about the comics we are reading right now here inside the pull bag.
Hello and welcome to The Pull Bag. This is episode 357. Yes, that's right, folks. We have guns to our heads. I am, of course, TFG and Mike. Joining me is Mr. Joe Reed. Hello, sir.
Hello.
So it's probably been about another year since we've done one of these things. I think the last one we did was TMNT
Ghostbusters. We did Ghostbusters 2.
Yep. TMNT Ghostbusters 2, which was... I feel like it was at least 6 months ago, but I don't know. I'd have to look at the web.
January? It doesn't seem that long ago, but that's
It was 338, I believe, which was at least almost 20 episodes ago of the show. So yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it had to have been January, February, somewhere in there, because 335 is when I started the new year. So. We are here. We are returning to the sewers. We're going back to the sewers. We're talking about IDW Publishing's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the main ongoing. This time, according to this, volume 19 for trade paperback, Invasion of the Triceratons. This collects issues number 76 through 80. And holy shnikes. The story, written, script, Kevin Eastman, Bobby Curnow, Tom Waltz. Tom Waltz did the script. The art in this is interesting. We'll talk about this as we go along further. Art by Damian Cicero on chapters 1 through 3. So essentially issues 76, 77, and 78. And then Bram Revel in chapters 4 and 5. So 79 and 80. So the artist does change 2 out of the 5 issues. Colors by Rhonda, the always great Rhonda Pattinson. Series edits done by Bobby Curnow. Letters and production done by Sean Lee. So we get to the Triceratons. This is always an inevitable thing in the Turtles universe, because that's the way their story kind of goes. So they're basically just coming back from Ghostbuster Land, I think. Or they're coming back from the... Yeah.
They slide it in there. This is if you didn't read the Ghostbusters comic, they're just coming back from their adventures in Dimension X.
Yep.
And the king gave the Triceratons the ability, go pick a world somewhere, go back where you came from, and go. You've earned it. You're no longer Krang's slaves. You fought for us. Thank you, killing all the bugs. Now you go do your own thing. And then the Turtles jump in the teleporter, and then we all can pretend that they had an adventure with the Ghostbusters in New York in an alternate universe. But boom, they're back from Ghostbusters Land, teleport into the sewers.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, we've known this for years now, folks, since we've been covering this. They always call back to things that happened before, so Pepperoni's been swimming this entire time. I do love the art. Where the hell? I know he's there. Where the hell? Okay, so the big splash page here where the Turtles are looking at the news and the fact that all-out war is kind of broken out in the streets and everything else. It's Leo, Raph, and Don. I'm like, where the hell is Mikey? Like, I love that shot. I love that image, but need all 4. So they're basically, I can't do this page by page. They're basically trying to figure out what's going on. The fact that these things on the news kind of look familiar, and we come to find out that the Triceratons have pretty much invaded.
The battling that's going on has been taking place between the EDF, the Earth Defense Force, Bishop and his crew, his army of people.
Yep.
Kind of out in the open doing what, they're protecting Earth. That's their job.
Yeah. I don't know. Bishop's always been sketchy to me. I don't like that guy too much. He's...
No.
Yeah.
By that point, I had not been watching that was the
2003 series.
Fox. Yeah. And I didn't watch it. I knew of him, but like, oh, hey, that's that business suit guy, and that was all I knew.
Yeah.
So this is my first introduction to Bishop, and he's a heebie-jeebie creepy guy to me.
He is. So I love how Commander Zom and everyone else is like, oh, we'll try to commingle with them. And of course, giant Triceratops looking giant dinosaur people. Of course, everybody's going to be scared. I mean, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. And I hate that Bishop is controlling Slash. I hate it.
Yep.
I mean, I love the character. I love where the story's going. I just, as a fan of Slash and as a fan of the Turtles in general, I can't wait until we get to the point where Slash can break free of Bishop, because that just, it creeps me out, honestly.
How far have you read ahead here?
I haven't read Turtles since when we did Trial of Krang. I have not read when I read this for this episode is when I first read this. I have not read ahead at all. I'm just not. I read for the show.
Steer clear of covers post issue 80.
Okay.
until you read to record, or read right before the record. Don't look at those covers.
Yeah, I might have seen them in passing, because obviously they're up to like City at War part, like they're up to issue 94 now as far as currently being released. So whatever happens in Kingdom of Rats, I have no clue. Like, I remember the covers briefly, but
yeah, if you look at them and think too hard, you might figure things out. So
yeah. I do love Damian Cicero's art. I think it's really cool. Yep. I think he does really cool Triceratons.
They look almost skeletal with their giant cheeks and the sunken eyes, the angular faces. I like that a lot.
Yep. Oh God, Slash! It just breaks my heart. Fucking Bishop. So we get the Triceratons versus Slash versus the EDP or the EDF or whatever the hell they're called, kind of a thing. And then the Foot Clan, all the smoke happens and the Foot Clan show up and the Turtles are like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, it's we splinters out in the open with the Foot Clan attacking the Triceratons. It's they're defending their city is what they're doing, but they don't know that the Triceratons are good, and the Turtles, they do, and so they're looking at this like, what is going on?
Yeah. And we have April and Baxter and all of that, and April's parents, and I like that part. I think that's super cool. And I'm going to say this right now, folks. You're going to hear me gush about Channel 6 News in a little while, because holy shnikes, they brought Bern Thompson in.
We're officially in issue 77 now, right?
I think so, yes. Because that's the problem with some of the collected editions, is they do it by chapter. Oh, crap. Thing's going crazy. And I'm not sure where the hell's the chapter break. Looking for it. Anyway, yeah, so we're probably in issue 77 by now, because I think it's... Yep, there it is. There it is, I got it. Yeah, so this is issue 77 with All Out War, the Triceratons, and the EDF soldiers.
Earth Defense Force? EDF?
Yep.
AARP?
CIA, FBI. Oh, wait, don't say those, because people might be listening. or they most likely are. But people listen to this? No.
Hey, it's ratings. Who cares?
Exactly. Yeah, I wish ratings equaled cash in podcasting, but sadly no. So we get, so we're deep in issue 77 now. We get the Baxter Stockman, April O'Neil angle. We do see, Master Splinter. Oh, this breaks my heart.
This is the concerning fall that I'm watching. Splinter he's the leader of the Foot Clan now. He's replaced Shredder in a way, and he thinks he's being kind and doing the right thing. But dude, you're a leader of this organization of assassins, and he's protecting his city. In this particular scene, he's making a deal with Bishop to cooperate to get out of each other's way. He thinks all the mutants are a threat as well.
Yeah.
But he's thinking of making a deal with Splinter here to get rid of the Triceratons, because they can't have their war if the Triceratons are just annihilating everything. Mm-hmm. And so he's putting his ninja clan on the task of controlling and getting rid of the Triceratons, I think, by assassinating a leader. But it breaks my heart to see Splinter doing this. Yeah. It feels so out of character.
Yeah, it does.
To me. And that's the point. I mean, we're meant to sympathize with the Turtles, and the Turtles to say that he's doing that. This is wrong, Dad. You can't be doing this. Yep. Murdering and leading of a criminal organization.
Yeah, really. You're not Shredder.
Mm-hmm.
So the Turtles eventually find the Triceratons. What are you guys doing here? So they all have a compow, a confab, or whatever you want to call it, and bond and figure stuff out, and we get a nice big splash page of the Triceratons doing stuff with the battle, and I love the end of I think it's the end of this. Is it the end of this? Yeah, I think it's the end. I don't know. I love Donnie. I wish that line was said by Mikey, because I feel like Mikey should have said it, but guys, we're going to need a bigger boat. I love that. I think that's super cool. So I assume this is the next, or this might not be. I'm trying to just double check here so I can see if the chapters... Anyway, alright, so we might be on 78 by now. I don't know. So basically we go to Washington, D.C., where Bishop is talking to the senator, whoever he is, and we see Bern Thompson, Channel 6 News, and I get it that obviously the reporter has to have the helmet and the flag, the bulletproof vest or whatever. Does the bulletproof vest really need to say press on it? Really?
It doesn't. It would. Bad guys might not be so inclined to shoot the press.
Well, I don't know. This day and age,
the Triceratons can read English though, so maybe
that's the thing there. Oh no, this day and age, there's not a lot of people that can. There's a lot of things in the news that people get pissed about lately. But I love, and I actually had to go back to the original 87 series, and I'm not questioning Bobby or Tom or Kevin, because obviously Kevin's the co-creator, for crap's sake. I was trying to remember for myself. Bern Thompson. I remember the character, I remember the last name, but I always thought it was Vern Thompson.
No, so, Vern is the...
Vernon, yeah, I remember, yeah, no, I know, I remember.
But now that you say it, I think it's Chief Burns, isn't it?
Yeah, that was in the 90 movie. Yeah, but yeah, and Chief Burns was obviously police chief. So I had to go back, and I had to just, for my own sanity, just double check. And yeah, his name is Bern Thompson from the 87 show, which again, I think bringing Channel. I've been wondering for years now when they were eventually going to bring in Channel 6. Not necessarily saying April had to work there, but what's going on?
The name I thought it was just Stearns was the police officer. I can't remember Pennington. Pennington was
Pennington was the
editor.
reporter. No, Pennington was the reporter that got fired. Yeah. Or that
Chief
fired April.
Stearns.
Yeah, Chief Stearns was the police chief.
Well, you looked it up. I trust you.
So he's reporting on this. We get Detective Kara Lewis getting an interview by him. We get more things with Bishop and the senator. And by the end of it, Bishop gets his money and his resources and whatever. We cut back to April and her parents, and apparently her mom used to be this intrepid reporter, so she's going to go running off reporting on things and whatever. The Triceratons show up at their home, and enter Casey and the Purple Dragons.
Yeah. Another neighborhood defender.
That's right. And damn, this fight scene is cool. I love this.
You know what this is really setting up here? You have all these different factions kind of stepping in to defend the city. You know, the Turtles are defending it against the EDF, but the Triceratons are a faction, the Purple Dragons and the Foot Clan are factions. It's almost setting up a city at war thing here. I wonder... I vaguely remember when I first read this thinking that, is this supposed to be our city of war? Are we getting that now? But, well, no, that's the subtitle of a current book. But that's what I was thinking here, because we had everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh. I just realized, too, with April's mom being the reporter, she goes and finds a yellow trench coat.
Yep. And... the fact that Hun comes in and helps, like, I just love that. I think that's great. With everything that Hun and Casey, everything that Hun has put Casey through and everything Hun has been through, I love that they're finally, back to fighting together instead of fighting each other.
Yeah, that's one of the key themes of the Turtles, I think, is generally the Turtles win by making people members of their family. Casey is a member of their family, and through him, he's turned his enemy father into an ally, brought him back into the family. And I think, I'll save that for when it happens in the later books.
Yeah. So we end up back at the Foot Clan, and... Splinter has the Turtles waiting outside. Talk about family and drama and everything. Wow. Splinter's... like, I kind of get where he's coming from, but he's not in the right here at all.
Yeah, he's what is it? He's following the code. He's doing what's right by the code. He's following procedures.
Yeah.
His logic is not wrong, but he's not making the moral decisions. He's not making kind decisions, and there is a reason for that. It's interesting on this page here how many times his face is just solid black. Like it's not him. He's hiding, or he's the dark character here.
Yep. Which obviously. Which I don't... I mean, obviously, Kingdom of Rats, which is the next volume, we kind of all know just by the title. Like, you don't even have to read any solicitations or anything for that. Like, you just know. It's going to be a Rat King story. And you're right. Now that I look at this again with all the Splinter and Shadow things, oh boy. Nice setup, guys. That's cool. That's great. So we end issue. I assume it's 70 something.
78.
78 with the EDP or the EDF or whatever the hell they're called, the EPA. I don't know. One of them government organization things. Bishop's people with all their resources now. We begin issue 79. This is where the art changes, and this is where I have a few issues.
Now, this is where, because I read it a month later after that last one came out, I don't even think I noticed. But in a trade, you're going to notice.
Well, sure. Yeah. It's not about the Triceratons. It's not about Bishop or Slash, they look fine. Actually, Slash's legs look a little bit more stick figure-ish than normal.
Looks a little Hellboy-ish.
A little bit, yeah. It's mainly when the Turtles and Splinter are fighting each other eventually, and the art makes them all look like paper dolls.
I've been flipping through this, it does seem everything seems a lot flatter.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of Rhonda Pattinson, but there's not a lot of information there for her to mess with in here.
Yeah. I mean, the colors are great. All of the colors are amazing. I don't have an issue with the colors. Mm-hmm. It's the actual art from this second artist. And it's only when characters are in... Okay, perfect example is if the page where Leo says, to make sure that she doesn't father... This page, I don't know the actual page number. I'm trying to find it. I can't see it.
It's not on either.
Yeah. So this page, the faraway shot, you look at Leo's legs in the center of the church aisle or wherever the foot are. His legs look like they're sticks, and I don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of the art. Even Bishop in the following pages where he's fighting the Triceratons, there's a top panel where he's picked one of them up, where he and Slash have picked one of them up. His legs almost look like... The only thing I can think of is paper dolls or, stick figures or something. I don't know.
I am seeing a lot of... The anatomy is definitely exaggerated and in places, I think, for effect. And I'm seeing a lot of some Mignola influence in this guy, whether that's where it came from or it's just coincidental.
Yeah.
But I think that's interesting to note.
Yeah. I don't know. I understand it's an artist's interpretation, and everybody that has ever worked on this series has had their own interpretation, and that's great. But we're not always going to like it. We can't always like everything that everyone does. Like, even Splinter in these last two issues, he looks like a 6-month-old drew him. Like, we've talked about this.
The page you're looking at on the monitor here looked a lot like Samurai Jack.
Yeah, like
flat paper cutout.
Yeah, and I like Samurai Jack. Everybody likes, at least everybody I know, likes Samurai Jack in one way or another. But like, it just, we've talked about this at length when we do these episodes, and throughout the years that we've done this, that we've covered this TMNT series from IDW. Everyone has their own interpretation of Splinter, but it's very difficult, apparently, to draw a humanoid rat without making him look like a dog or...
Yeah. We've been conditioned to expect certain features from Splinter, but those features are actually dog features, not rat features. And I think a lot of modern artists with him will try to put more of the rat features into him, and then it just doesn't look right anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. So we eventually come to a point where everybody figured, where the Triceratons' whole point is they want a home. They want their home back. This is where the Utroms took their ancestors from millennia ago or however long ago it's been. So Splinter kind of caters a deal, or Baxter and Donnie kind of cater a deal between the Utroms and the Triceratons where they can all live on Burnow Island and everybody can be, it's shielded from the EDF and Bishop and all that, and everybody's all happy, joy. And you said it earlier, basically everybody's here because at the end, it's old Hob with Man Ray. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we've got essentially the entire Turtles universe that we've seen in this ongoing, in this entire trade. Obviously, the Triceratons are new. Because we are Turtles fans, we knew of the Triceratons for 30 plus years, 35 years at this point. Oh my God. TMNT is 35 years old this year. Oh God, my head. So, Triceratons being introduced in this, I love it. I think it's cool. I like how the story was told. Basically getting everybody in to defend against them, supposedly, and having the Turtles take the position that they took, having Splinter take the position he takes. Even though his position saddens me greatly, I understand. It's a different point of view, and it may not be the correct one, but it's a point of view. At least he's, quote-unquote, making a choice. This entire book, the only thing I had in my brain was Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Everybody's got to choose a side. You sure you're on the right one? Kind of thing. Like from, I think it was from X2 or, I don't know, whatever. It was from one of the original X-Men movies. And I absolutely dug it. I thought it was fun. The art on the last two issues, it's okay. It's not bad. It's just not what I enjoy seeing the Turtles and their characters look like. Specifically the Turtles and Splinter. I think, like, the other character, like Old Hob looks like Old Hob right here. Like, it doesn't look like like, it doesn't look like not him, kind of a thing. What were your overall thoughts after reading and rereading this arc?
It's been hard for me, this particular arc. I mean, even going back to the Utrom Wars, it's not where I like my Turtles existing, and this arc is even worse because everybody's mad at each other and everybody's fighting, but they're all good guys with the exception of Bishop.
Yeah.
They're all good guys, and so it's really uncomfortable. And I'm waiting. I don't know. I always feel bad that in a lot of these stories we never have the characters get to a status quo. We never have them doing the things that they want to do.
Right.
It's always just like this catastrophe, this unfortunate, sad happening. And so it's good. I mean, everything makes sense. Everything is logical. Everything is powerful. It's just very sad. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very, very uncomfortable. I don't want to say this is more uncomfortable than when Mikey split from the Turtles, like when they had the big rivalry back in issue 51, 52 kind of thing, like that whole arc. I don't want to say it's like that, but all the good guys all having different opinions. Yes, as I said earlier, having a different opinion is okay, and it is good. The problem is you have, with the exception of Bishop, pretty much all the good guys not agreeing with each other.
Yep. And even the April and Baxter now kind of working to help everybody, replacing Harold because Harold's mad at the Turtles.
Yep.
They're kind of their own little thing too, and Casey and April aren't together yet. Yep. Again, they're off on doing their own things, and ultimately, I think this arc and the previous arc had to happen to set up City at War and what will eventually happen in issue 100, which I can't even imagine. I only hope that at the end of it we get a relatively happy ending where everybody's family again.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. I have no clue. And I'm glad that I have no clue, because, it wouldn't be a surprise if we already knew what the hell happened, kind of a thing.
I can speculate. They're setting a lot of things up that could happen. And, we could have Shirel Utrom Shredder. Whatever is happening in the Shredder in Hell series can pay out somehow. And that's definitely not going where I think it's going to go. We're going to have to review that at some point.
Oh, yeah, we will.
And we also have the one-shots, the most recent...
The macro series,
Yep. Those were really good, too, that we need to go through.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get to a lot of Turtle stuff at at some point here, folks. So more Turtles is coming. It's summertime. Joe is no longer in school.
I'm no longer teaching America's youth how to build houses, so I have podcast time now.
There you go. Yeah, we've got a lot of Turtle stuff to cover. I don't know when this is going to happen. Hopefully soon. We will get to Volume 20, Kingdom of Rats. So, what would you rate Invasion of Triceratons on 0 to 5 scale?
Man, just because it's an uncomfortable, unpleasant read for me. 3.5. An average Turtles issue is 4.5 for me, I think. But I mean, still, this is the best iteration of Turtles we ever got. You need to read the entire series from beginning to end, all the trade paperbacks and mini-series. But for this particular arc, it's just a drag, man. It's a drag.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a straight 3 out of 5, full-on middle ground. I very much enjoyed the story. I love the first 3. Damian Cicero's art, I love that. The other guy's art, or girl, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not a fan of it, but it still told the story, and I still like it for that. So there is that. So yeah, 3 and 3.5 out of 5. Not bad ratings. It's like we said, middle ground. I mean, on a 0 to 5 scale, that's still a good rating. It's not like we gave it a 1.
Yeah.
I don't know what we do. If we ever get to a point covering the IDW Turtles that we get to rating something a 1, then Shredder did something. I don't know what he did, but he did something to us. Maybe the Utroms experimented on our brains or something. Oh wait, I already had brain surgery. I don't want to have another one.
Are you sure? Was it done by a human? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain. Fairly certain. So there is that. I'm not sure. Let's see well, actually, I do know what's coming up next. What's coming up next is I think, was it you that expressed interest in this? The Bumblebee movie prequel.
Yep.
Okay, so might be Joe with me, might be Joe and my buddy Ryan, Ryan has been doing a lot of the Transformers and other comics with me lately. He did almost all of Batman Month with me, so very cool dude. So might be all 3 of us back again, might be 2 of us. I don't know how that's going to work. So that's episode 358. Next month in July.
Please grow there.
Please grow there. Yeah, all I can think of is like, I know that's what that is. It's
Maurice LaMarche.
But that's the first thing I think of. I'm like, oh, Maurice doing Orson Welles. That's amazing. In July, we've got, hopefully, Steve Megatron can return for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Volume 6. That's episode 359. Episode 360 is going to be interesting because we've got the IDW 2020 series. IDW Publishing is celebrating 20 years of being in business this year, and they did these one-shots. Joel will be on one of those. Yep. We've got Star Trek, Gem of the Holograms, Ghostbusters, My Little Pony, and TMNT. So very, very cool, kind of alternate stories, not connected to the ongoing. I think the TMNT thing is like 20 years in the future or something or other. I don't remember. And then at the end of July, Joe's on a roll, folks, because episode 361 is going to be Batman TMNT 2. So this is the second series in the Batman TMNT thing. Right now, currently, as I'm talking, Batman TMNT 3 is out in single issue form as a release series.
And the animated series just dropped on Blu-ray a few weeks ago, and that was tremendous.
Yep, the animated movie, absolutely. And then I just actually added this. I just changed something around. Episode 362, ending July, will be Kingdom of Rats, Volume 20. So we got a lot of Turtles coming up, and then obviously Autobotly August kicks off in August of this year with more Transformer stuff with Ryan and myself, continuing on with the Transformers Spotlights episodes. So yeah, that's the summer of the pull bag, folks. Where can the people find you online, sir?
You can find me online most easily at facebook.com/geekstuffgarage sale. We're going to have another sale, 50 or more vendors, probably end of August or early July. The date will get announced on the Facebook page there. But that's where you find me.
Very cool, very cool. You were asking about the prelude to City at War. That was actually the Free Comic Book Day issue this year, Road to War.
Yep.
So that's when that's happening. It's going to take us a while to get there, folks. I don't even, I have to even look and see what, I don't even remember what volume 21 is for Turtles. I think it's, let's see. Yeah, I don't even remember off the top of my head. Oh, volume 21 is Battle Lines. Okay, and then 22 is City at War Part 1. Wow, when does City at War Part 1 come out? Because, damn, that's already on pre-order. That volume comes out, August 28th. Okay, cool. Very cool. So, yeah, a lot of Turtle stuff coming up here, folks. We will eventually get to TMNT, what is that, Universe? Excuse me, sorry. TMNT Universe, I believe, is the alternate, not alternate, but it's one of the other series that they do.
Yeah, filling in the middle gaps.
Yeah, that...
Really missed an opportunity to call that Tales of the Turtles, but they might be saving that title for something else.
For something else, yeah. So, that's what's coming up here inside the Pull Bag. Join us next week for some more Transformers stuff as we talk about Transformers Bumblebee, the movie prequel, which I still have to see the damn movie. Ugh.
I haven't seen the last, Last Night? Was that the one?
Don't even worry. You can watch Transformers Bumblebee without watching the Last Night. So don't even worry about it.
I've tried 2 or 3 times. It's just like, this is awful, and I turn it off.
Yeah, Last Night, I think I made it 10 minutes into an illegal copy of it, and I don't even care that I'm admitting that it was an illegal copy, because... God.
I bought it used at a CD store somewhere for like $3.99, $1.99. Like, I'll watch it someday. God.
Yeah, someday. Someday when I'm dead.
Yeah, when I have nothing left to live for is when I'll watch that movie.
Exactly. So join us next week, folks. Make your great escape into comics. You can find me at TFG and Mike on Twitter, at the Pullbag on Twitter. Find us on Facebook and all that other stuff as well. We will catch you next time here inside the Pull Bag. But wait, there's more. So, folks, we've had a few programming glitches and changes to the Pull Bag schedule. You've obviously heard this episode of the podcast and me saying certain things are coming and certain things aren't coming. Well, things have changed drastically. A few things I've had to move around in the schedule. So ignore everything that you've heard in this podcast as far as upcoming episodes of the show, except for Transformers Bumblebee movie prequel. That will be at the next episode 358. Episode 359, Joe and I recorded Superman Year 1, Number 1. This is the DC Black Label series. So that's the first time we're doing DC Black Label on the podcast. After that, IDW 2020 and episode 360 featuring Star Trek, Gem and Holograms, Ghostbusters, My Little Pony, and TMNT. 361 is Batman TMNT 2 with Joe and myself, and 362 is TMNT 81 to 84, Kingdom of Rats with Joe and myself. And then, as I said, Autobotly August will continue our tradition of Transformers comics here inside the Pull Bag. So I just want to let you guys know the things that changed were episode 359, pretty much. I think that's it. And episode 362 was originally going to be something else, but as I said in the episode, we bumped it up for it to be the Kingdom of Rats arc for TMNT. Lots of cool stuff coming into the Pull Bag. Just want to say thank you to all the listeners out there. Silent listeners, listeners that speak up. You silent people, speak up. Let us know what you think of the show. As always, make your great escape into comics, and we will catch you next time here inside the Pull Bag. I know I already said that earlier, but I'm used to saying that at the end of every one of these dang shows. So, keep reading those comics.
And he'll just Ninja Pizza.
Ninja Pizza?
Pizza that vanished quickly without trace.
You've just heard the latest episode of The Pull Bag, the GCRN's first comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate and leave a review for the show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Become a fan of us on Facebook, facebook.com/thepullbag. Send us an email, feedback @geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter @thepullbag and @geekcastradio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.